Let me ask you this. How many of you are fixers when you listen to others? So here's our fixers. Fixers are, you listen to others and you find a problem. When you find a problem, you pull your toolbox out and try to fix it for them and give them advice. How many of you do that? Okay, most of us do. Okay, and how's that a problem? Sometimes people, they don't want you to fix it for them. They just want to vent out. Okay, I had a participant was sharing with me that he now avoids his neighbor because every time he talks to his neighbor starts to give him advice what he should be doing. And I was like, really? Okay, so he avoids them. So don't be that person that people avoid you because you want to try to fix it. 2, how many of you are judgers? Meaning, you're listening to someone, if their values are not aligned with your values, you judge them for that, and now you tune out. You stop listening to them. How many of you do that? Okay, some of us do. 3rd, how many of you are interrupters, or you know of interrupters? Okay, they interrupt you what you're saying in order to interject, and they want to input their point of view instead. Okay, how many of you are, let's see, know-it-alls, or you know of people who know-it-alls? Okay, know-it-alls are people who finish the sentence for you, okay, because they know what you're gonna say next. Okay, my sister is a know-it-all. So what I do is I usually repeat everything back from the beginning, okay, as a torture for her. Finishing the sentence for me. And how many of you are relators? So here's how the relators listen. Do you think that you have it tough, Johnny? Let me tell you, I have it. And now they start talking about themselves. They steal the spotlight from you. Okay, those are the relators. Okay. Now, can we agree that all these types of listeners, they all have positive intention behind it? Yeah? They all have a positive intention. They try to help, they're trying to fix, they try to relate, all of them have positive intention. Now, is that effective? Not really. Okay? So, those are the types of listeners that, we go into at times. Now, what are the 3 obstacles in listening, you think? Yourself, pretty much, right? So one of them is yourself. And yourself would be something like, for example, what would it be? Like, how would it be yourself, your own obstacle?
How you were raised and
yes. Exactly. So the filters play a big role. Okay? Not being present is a big obstacle. Not being present with people. Okay? Because you'll be talking to people and you're like thinking, did I take the chicken out of the freezer this morning? Or you think of what you're going to do later. Okay? So we're rarely ever present. So the monkey minds keep jumping between the past and the future, and we're rarely ever present. Okay? Second, how many of you realize or notice sometimes yourself that you are thinking what are you going to say next? So you already got an idea, you know exactly what you're going to say, and now you're just waiting for someone to finish so you can say what you're going to say. Okay? And you can tell that from people's body language. They're like on the edge of their toes, and they're like, yeah, and then when that split-second moment, then they got to pause, and then boom, they just jumped in and they say what they're going to say. Okay? So they think what they're going to say next. The third would be the speaking rates, meaning we can hear or listen way more than we can speak. Okay? Our hearing and our speaking rate are much different. For example, that's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. We can hear a lot more than we can speak. So as a result, how is that a problem? Distraction, exactly. So now when you're hearing someone speaking, you're listening to somebody, you can listen to that person speaking and your brain is getting bored because your brain can hear a lot more than that person. Okay? So it starts, spacing out, start thinking of other things so it can keep itself engaged. Does that make sense? Okay? All right, good. So those are the 3 obstacles, okay? And that's in your workbook under the listening part. They ask you about what are the 3 obstacles. The 3 obstacles are the speaking and hearing and listening rate are different. You are thinking what you're going to say next. Okay? And the third one is we listen subjectively, we don't listen objectively sometimes. What does that mean? How many of you, just because you like some people, you listen to them? Okay? Even if they're just talking about nothing, you listen to them. And on the other hand, how many of you find yourself, because you don't like somebody, you just tune them out. Even if they're saying gold coming out of the mouth, you just tune them out, okay? Because we listen subjectively, not objectively, okay? So that's the third obstacle, okay? All right. Now that we are aware of the obstacles, we're aware of, where the listening could go down, breakdown in listening could take place. Now let's just come up with a way how we become effective listeners. All right, so I'm gonna share with you I want you to listen to me right now, okay? And I'm gonna ask you a question afterwards. You are a bus driver, okay? You are going on the road and you got 3 people getting out of the bus on the first station, okay? On the second station, you get 5 people coming on the bus, okay? On the third station, you got 1 person coming off the bus and 4 people coming back on the bus, okay? Who is the driver? Okay, very good. You were listening. You heard that before, okay. Okay. All right, where did you hear that?
Where did I hear?
Yeah.
Some family event.
Okay, that's cool. Wow. All right, good. So you passed the test. All right, so the pattern is, in order to cover not being present, in order to cover all these obstacles, we're going to come up with one pattern that's going to cover all of that, okay? So who would like to work with me just for a minute, like sharing with me a problem that happened recently at work? And don't worry, I'm not going to make you do push-ups or anything like that, okay? Just where you're sitting, I'm just going to like work with you for a minute, and we're going to demonstrate some listening skills. Who would? One? Go for it.
This is for a conference call.
Okay.
And there's a time that my boss speaks, and there's time I speak, right? So we're on the same call, right? And then somebody asked me to answer something, so I answered it, and he jumped on and say something, and then I jumped on and say something, and he said, "Hey, let me finish,"
Okay, so you're talking to your boss. You say one thing, and then they said something else, and at one.
Another like about 4 or 5 people.
Okay.
Communicating.
Okay.
But my boss is kind of jumped in while I'm talking, and then I was kind of jumped in again to finish my conversation with other people. And then he said, "Hey, let me finish my thoughts," things like that. So, how would you do to handle that kind of thing?
Yeah, got it. So when you're communicating with 5 people and your boss jumped in while you're talking, and then you jumped in, and when you jumped in, your boss says, "Well, let me finish what I'm talking." Okay, so that must be confusing for you.